Blue Troopers, Max and Max's Models here. I hope everybody's doing well this evening. I was gone most of the day and will be gone a lot for the next few days, but I did manage to get a little work done. I mated the upper and lower sections of the C57D, the big 1/72nd scale Polar Lights kit. Now, after the top and bottom hardened, they had really potato chipped badly. And I was hoping that when I put them together that they would take some of that out. And it did take a lot of it out, but there's still some there. Now, the first thing I did was, of course, to test fit it. And I want to make the cockpit crew section a separate side display so I can just do the flying saucer as a saucer and then have the cockpit crew area on the side, better visibility, easier to see all the work that'll go into it. So the first thing I had to do was make sure that I could build it that way, or would I have to add some internal structure. But it turns out that the columns with guide pins that go on top of the landing gear wells actually do an excellent job of putting everything right where it needs to be. There are alignment pins and everything. It's pretty easy to do. Somehow I managed to get it turned the first time, and they were a little offset. I had to take it apart and put it back, but not a big deal. Then I, of course, clamped the ends together, started pouring the glue in, and it actually went together pretty well. The one catch, though, is that, of course, something that big, even though I had gone through the effort of making sure the seams were better aligned on between all the pieces, like trying to put a couple of pizzas together on top of each other, there was still some pretty respectable seams, which you expect on a model this big, including with the landing gear bays that you have to seal up that are not going to be part of the actual working landing gears. And I thought I would try something a little bit different. I was going to put putty in there, but then I realized, even though I've used a fair amount of glue to put these in place, they're only so secure because there's just not a lot of surface area that mates that closely, and it'd be a lot of putty. But hold on, I've got that big, thick Gorilla Glue. So at first I taped one of them off because I thought I was going to use putty. And I put the Gorilla Glue in there and made sure it got down into the crevices and smoothed it out some. And this is the clear stuff, the really thick gel stuff. And I realized the other two landing gears, I didn't even have to tape them off because the stuff came out pretty controllably. And I also did a couple of the major seams that way. So I'm going to give it overnight to harden, go out tomorrow, sand them down, maybe hit them with a little primer and see how it looks. So hopefully that little trick will not only give a really strong bond, but also work as a gaps sealer that will add structural integrity. Because as you know, putty doesn't add any structural integrity. In fact, the stuff's prone to crack or break pretty easily. I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone here. I tried to smooth it out as much as I could because I know it'll probably be a lot of fun to try and grind it down, but sand it down. But anyway, we'll see how this little experiment works out. Right now, the tentative plan is to build the flying saucer, see if I can rig up a retractable landing gear where I can raise and lower the gear so I can pose it either way, maybe put some magnets to hold them in place when they're up, so I can put it on a table or hang it from the ceiling, because I really don't have a place to put it. I've seriously considered making a ceiling hanger out of it, which also brings up the point that I don't want to mess up the clear dome because I want to use that on the cockpit section that I'm going to build aside. I need to look on the internet. I believe someone makes a actually technically more accurate dome for it, and or maybe I can have one 3D printed. But that's the tentative plan. I'm not sure about the bottom. I might put a lighting kit in it, and basically when I'm done with the side with the cockpit section of the cruise section, I think what I might do is put it on stilts like a simulator and make it like a training device to train the crew. That way or I may just put it on a plaque as a separate, hey, here's what the inside looks. I just don't really care personally to do the whole clear dome thing on top, but I don't want to spray paint over that beautiful dome. So I'll cross that when I get to it. But that's really what I got done today, and I can't go any further until I get this, because I'm kind of experimenting here. So I have to wait and see how this all pans out tomorrow. And I'm not sure if I'll have any chance to work on it, at least not until the afternoon. We'll see. Also, because of that, there probably won't be any morning video or anything. I got a lot of things going on this week. So that's where we are with that, and I'll keep you posted. And also, as a side note, Mr. Jordan sent us a picture of his workstation. We talked about, people want to see each other's workbenches and stuff, so here's Mr. Jordan's. All right, guys, that's all I have for tonight. You take care of yourselves, and as always, model on.